Hi, my people. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday afternoon. Happy weekend. I want to say thank you again to everybody that's been watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. I'm grateful. Today, I have two testimonies before I start my video. One of them is CBEX. My condolences to those people that lost their money. But somebody has been trying to push me to do that CBEX. There was a sum of money I was expecting this week, and I'm like, okay, when it comes, I'll do it. When that money came, I had a cold feet. I tried to do it, I was procrastinating. I'm like, well, I just booked my flight. I paid my May rent. I did this, did that. That money finished. Only for me to hear that CBEX crashed today. I'm like, well, God is good. My second testimony. I already have an invitation for one Owambe when I get to Nigeria. So I will eat party jollof rice finally. That's my second testimony. I'm so excited that I already have a party to attend in Nigeria. So let's go straight to the point for today's topic of the day. The big question. Why did I decide to go to Nigeria? This question is deep. Matter of fact, I don't think I can remember everything today. But I will try and express myself as much as possible. Like I said, I don't write anything down. All my videos are straight from the heart. So, first of all, when I got to this country, I saw a lot of things. You can watch my first red flag in America. I saw a lot of things that made me feel like, am I sure? Because I saw a lot of unhappy people. I saw a lot of homeless people. I saw a lot of old people working at Walmart. And I was telling myself, whenever I see it, I rebuke it in Jesus' name. I used to say, by the time I'm 20 years in this country, God forbid I'm still working. By the time God forbid I look like this, I'm still struggling. By the time I'm old, God forbid I'm still working. Not knowing that I'm not going to spend those years in America. So I think my first reality came from hope. I said in one of my videos that those of you looking for hope, America will choke you with hope. So hope was the first thing, was my first reality. Because when I first came, I didn't work. Some people worked, they use another person paper, this, that. I didn't have that opportunity. I didn't work for a long time. But at the same time, I was managing whatever I had. And then when I was eligible to work, I started working and I started making small money. But then I was like, how will I have paper and be working $9 job? I was looking, and I didn't really find a good job. Yeah, before you start commenting, please finish watching. So I got this job. I started making small money. But then I wasn't satisfied. I still kept looking. And then finally, I got a job at Home Depot. It's not like the money was great, but I love their values. Home Depot has a great values. After their customers is their employee. They value their employee more than their managers. So Home Depot has these core values that they don't joke with their employee. I felt at home. I felt like they treated me nicely. There was no discrimination. But despite all these things, there was subtle favoritism, which I didn't expect. And of course, when I got that job and I felt at home, it was just 3 days, 12 hours. And I felt like, yes, I have my time to myself. Because I know how to do hair. I've been doing hair since I was like 4 or 5. I just found myself doing hair. I didn't learn how to do it. So I was supporting my income with hair braiding. So it's like practically I was working 7 days a week. I do Home Depot 3 days. I did braiding 4 days. There were days I would be even extremely full. I'll call her from Home Depot, use my sick time, and yeah. So I started making good money from when I started working at Home Depot. I started making a good amount of money. But then I had a house. I rented a 3-bedroom, which I was using the master, and I rented 2 bedrooms out, 2 of the rooms out to different people. So my bill was very low, very, very low. My bill was plus electricity, plus gas, plus everything. My bill was still under $500, which is good. But despite the fact that I make so much money, or I made so much money, and I spent less in bill, even though, yeah, daycare was taking a lot of my money, then car, insurance. But I'm saying the bills that I didn't have a choice, which was rent, electricity, gas, those are the basic bills, were under $500. Despite that I was making good money and I didn't have so much to spend, this question kept popping up in my mind that what are we really on earth to do? It's so surprising that when I was in Nigeria, that question never crossed my mind. But in America, I would always ask myself, Kila and Shelaye Gongo, like, what are we doing on earth? Is it just to come, clock in, work, pay bills? Is that all that is to life? I used to post it on my WhatsApp status. People would start calling me, checking to see if I was depressed. I said, no, I'm not depressed. I just want to know what we came to the world to do. I don't believe God will hate us so much, and all we want to just do is work. But to my surprise, this kind of question never popped up when I was in Nigeria. So I kept asking those questions. Nobody could give me the answer that satisfied me. I just let it go. So I started working. I kept working, saved up so much money. I didn't know what to even do with my money. And then COVID came, all this money. And then the opportunity came. I opened my shop. And then after I opened my shop, all the money I saved up was gone. I was happy still because I felt like, okay, for the first time I'm doing what I thought I wanted. I don't want to say what I really wanted, what I thought I wanted, because yeah, everybody wants to become a master of their own. No, okay, let me not say everybody, because some people, they are always scared. They are not entrepreneurial. Personally, I don't like anybody controlling my time. So that was number one reason I felt at ease at Home Depot, because I was like, okay, they only have control of 3 days of my time. So I opened my business. At first, as a first business owner, my shop was very big. I had to fill it up. It started like almost empty, but every money I was making was going to that shop, and I was very hopeful that, okay, it's for a while. So far I can do it to how I wanted it, everything will be okay. So it got to a point, it was full. There was this guy beside me. He owned a vegan restaurant. The guy had been there for 80 years. And I was making good money. Let me tell you, my best month, I could make close to $14,000. And my worst month, I will make a little over 8,000. That was how good money I was making. But there was something I noticed, that despite this money, I still didn't feel fulfilled. And I noticed that the higher you grow, the more you struggle financially. Things that are ready to take that money from you are there. So it was time for me to buy my house, because the house I was living in, that I rented some bedrooms out, the area was terrible. At age 2, my daughter already knew the sound of gunshots. If they were shooting, she would look for a place to hide. And that was very traumatizing for me. And I promised myself that when it's time for her to go to school, I didn't want her to go to school in that neighborhood. And then I Googled best place to live in Georgia. I told myself when it's time for her to go to school, it will be Johns Creek. So time for me to buy my house came, which was time for her to go to school. And of course, I bought it at John's Creek. Throughout my life, like up until this moment, I have always desired to retire at age 50. Because like I said in one of my videos, I started making money very early in life. Like I started doing business at age 11. So I told myself I deserve to retire early. And then now working, then reality started dawning on me. Retirement at 50 appeared impossible because for you to retire at 50, you must have a lot of cash stacked up. You must have a lot of money in your 401k. You must have, you just have to have some things, some targets that seems impossible. So that dream appeared like it was not going to come true. And then when I bought my house, it was after COVID 2022. And the reality of homeownership dawned on me. I was telling myself, oh, it was the first home, it was a starter home, I will buy another one. But when the bills started eating back to back, don't forget now, the business expenses was there because I had to resign from the Home Depot in 2021. I had to resign because my business became very good. It picked up so good that I couldn't handle both of them together anymore. So the business expenses was there, the home expenses was there. I didn't have a problem with that because I was making the money. But one thing came to my mind that if with this small starter home I am still struggling, then the dream of a bigger home might be impossible. The dream of retiring at 50 might be impossible because I already have a mortgage of 30 years after the age of 30. That is my first reality. So my two dreams is like they were aborted. And then I realized that the more money you make, the more you struggle. Because once you start making a lot of money, you have this confidence that I can take up more bills. That's the fact. Somebody that is making $1,500 a month, they will never go and rent a house in a place that will take $1,200 a month from them. They are going to go share a room. Somebody that is making $5,000 a month, they will be so confident that why can I not rent a $2,000 house? Why can I not carry a car of $800? Why can I not have a life insurance of $500? There's this confidence that comes with you taking up more bills when you make good money. And then you realize that you trying to climb up the ladder, there's a price you have to pay for it. Let me give you an instance. In Nigeria, if you buy your house, there's a confidence that comes with the fact that as long as I keep doing what I was doing before I bought that house, I'm going to balance up, but bounce back in no time. Let's say you emptied your account to buy a 100 million house. As long as you keep doing what you were doing before you bought that house, I give you 3 years. You will bounce back. You won't be broke again. But it's not like that here. Bouncing back is almost impossible, even if you are doing what you were doing. Because apart from the fact that you have spent everything you ever saved up, whatever you were doing that helped you save that money, even if you keep doing it, you will keep servicing all those things you acquired. You will keep servicing them. So it's like trying to achieve good things is more detrimental. It brings more headache than the joy that is supposed to be attached to those things. Now I know some people are going to argue that must you Must you owe? I only cut my coat according to my clothes. That is you. I don't want to cut any coat according to my clothes. If I am working hard like this and I cannot drive the kind of car I want, if I am working hard like this and there's an embargo on me, or there's a limitation on me as to the kind of places I can live with the way I work, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. So it just feels like the more you look, the less you see, kind of thing. I've heard a lot of people in this country that say, even when I wasn't making this much money, I wasn't struggling like this. So the big question now is, when is the struggle going to end? I am a very strong person when it comes to working hard. I can do people, if you know me real life, please drop it in the comment section. I can do 8 people's hair. I won't be tired. For the past 4 years, that's what I've been doing since I resigned. I've not worked for anybody and I've been living fine. I can do 8 people's hair in one day. I will not be tired. I've made good money from doing hair. But you know what keeps me going when I'm very, very booked? Because I know that if this hair takes me 4 hours, that hair takes me 2 hours, this one takes me 1 hour. At the end of the day, by so time, I should be done and go to sleep. That keeps me going. That is my strength. But you see this whole American thing, there is no end to it, to that circle. It's like at the end of the month, the circle begins again. It's like they press pause and play, pause and play, pause and play. And I ask myself that big question. How long are we supposed to do this for? If we have destroyed my dream of retiring at 50, if my dream of buying a second home that is really going to give me joy, that, oh, I love my house, if it's not going to be possible, if every car that I love to drive, as hard as I work, if they are going to bring me trouble because I have to pay double or triple of it for buying it financed, if everything I want to do, because I feel like I work so hard, I need to pamper myself, if everything I want to do to pamper myself, or every good thing I feel like I deserve is going to bring me trouble, then I don't want them. So does it mean I'm going to work this hard and enjoy the bare minimum out of life? If that is how it is, and especially if there is no end to these struggles, then it's better I just check out. So if you ask me why did you choose to leave, it's because there is no end to the struggles. There is no end to the struggles. One of my friends asked me when she saw that I was really serious about leaving, that, Kenny, I didn't know you were serious. So what if I get you a 6-figure job? And I asked her, I said, since I met you, all you have done is 6 figures job. But where is the money? Have you asked yourself that, where is the money? You still don't have money. I have seen a lot of people, when you see them on the surface, you think they have money. They'll come and do hair with me and they'll be like, I'll give you on Friday, payday. You think people have money because they drive good cars, because they look good, because they go on vacation, because they do this, they do that. No. People are struggling in this country. People are struggling. People are hiding under those fine pictures. People are hiding under those financed cars. People hide under those big houses with mortgages that after they finish paying, they are left with nothing. I don't want to live that kind of life. And I come to realize that I don't want to say everybody now, because in every statistic, conclusion is drawn from the vast majority. So there are some people that are doing extremely well, no doubt. But I'm talking about most people now. And I've come to realize that a lot of us in this America, we are the same in terms of waiting for the next pay. Somebody that is somebody that has an income of 30,000, they would have designed a kind of life that is revolved around that monthly check, which is 2,500 monthly. The kind of life they would have built for themselves is revolved around that 2,500. Somebody that earns $10,000 a month, six-figure earner, they would have built a kind of life that is revolved around that 10,000. And at the end of the day, everybody is still living from check to check. I don't want that kind of life. I don't want at the end of my what is it called? I don't want at the end of my work age, when I'm 65, because it's looking like 50 is not possible. So let me just accept the 55 the system is presenting to me. Let me say at the end of 65 or 70, I look at myself and all I have is my one house. No, I don't want it. After all these sufferings, the only thing I can show for it is just one house and a car that is paid for. Because the truth is, by the time you pay your car note 5 years, you're already tired of that car. You want to carry the next one. And it's just a circle. If you keep going round and round like that, by the time your phone is old, you want to buy the latest one or not. By the time your house is paid for, it has gotten to almost the end of its life. If the owner herself is not even almost at the end of their life. And at the end of everything, you realize that all that you have is that one house. Is it worth it? Is it worth the old struggles? The old stress? I'm out, guys. Whoever likes it can continue to do it. Whoever feels like, oh, you don't have to owe debt, you can cut your clothes according to your coat, and you feel like as long as I have a car that can drive me from point A to point B. No, I want a car that can smile at me, not just move me from point A to B. I want a car that when I go out, I smile at it, it smiles at me. If I'm not wearing luxury clothes, I don't want to wear luxury shoe. Everybody has their demon. If my car is my demon, don't see me as I'm passing my gauge. You have your own demon too. Vacation is your demon. So, if after all these struggles, after all these things we go through, we still cannot live the life we truly deserve, and there's a pattern that takes it from us constantly, it's not worth it. And that is my why. Because the cycle is never going to end until you close your eyes and you can't open it anymore. That's when the cycle ends for you. I don't want to get to that level. And that's why I'm logging out. Thank you. And I'll see you on my next one. Bye.